the game is golf, and that's the name of the game.
Professional golfer, and today it's my pleasure to talk to you about the basic 9-iron. I like to call the 9-iron a gentle club. As you look at the club face itself, you notice it has a great deal of loft on it. It's a third-ranking lofted club just behind the sand wedge and the pitching wedge. Looking at the club face and this much loft, you know that the club is made for direction and not distance. That's why we call it a gentle club, certainly one not to be overpowered. Now, in order to have a golf ball carry over a sand trap, play the wind, and land very closely to the pin, because that's what we want. We don't want to just hit that green. We want to be greedier than that. We want to really go for that flag. So I ask you to choke down slightly on this club. Choke down slightly for control. Also, after we've choked down, we want to maintain a slightly open stance. In other words, we want to pull our left foot back away from the body line about 1.5 inches, again for control. On our backswing, after we've choked down and maintained our slightly open stance, we want to make sure, again for control, that we take the club only 3/4 of the way back on our backswing. Again, we're not trying to get power out of this club, we're trying to get the proper direction. After we've choked down, maintain a slightly open stance, 3/4 backswing. One of the most important things that I can tell you in order to hit a good 9-iron shot is the ball position. I want to play this golf ball right smack dab in the center of my stance. I know a lot of you read your magazine articles. Those articles often tell you to play the ball with short irons and medium irons off of the left heel. Now let me tell you something. Until your leg action gets good enough to put you out there on that LPGA or PGA Tour, you better not play that golf ball toward the left heel. I'll tell you why. If the placement of the ball is out toward the left heel, you're going to hit some fat shots. In other words, you're going to hit the ground before you hit that golf ball, and it's a very jarring experience. I've seen people take a divot they could grow cucumbers in. So we're going to play the ball in the center of our stance. Again, we're going to go over why you hit fat shots. If I play the ball exactly in the center of my stance, and I stand with my body weight 50-50, meaning I have 50% of my body weight here, 50% on this foot, and simply swing this club back and forth, you notice that the lowest point for the swing is exactly in the center of my stance. Now then, as I'm making my backward turn, my coil away from the golf ball, I will transfer some body weight to my right foot. However, if I make the mistake of leaving that body weight to the right foot, where's the lowest point for the swing? Where's the club going to strike first? That's right, over toward the right foot. So we want to make a coil, and then we want to transfer our body weight off of that right foot over to the left foot. So we contact the ball and then take our divot. But if you play the golf ball too far forward, that's too far out toward the left foot, and you keep too much body weight back to the right side, you're going to hit it fat. Make sure you play the ball in the center of your stance. That's your best percentage golf for this basic 9-iron shot. Okay, we've choked up on the club. We have a slightly open stance. We're going to take a 3/4 backswing for control. We're going to play the ball in the center of our stance. Pretty nice, huh? Now, one more thing I'm going to tell you about the 9-iron. In order to get this golf ball to go toward our objective, that's that flag out there, I must understand that the golf ball is rubber on the inside and outside. And when it contacts this metal club head, it rides momentarily on that club face. So it's most important that we have the club face swinging in the proper direction. I don't want to turn the club head to the left of the flag. I want to extend the club head, my hands and arms and shoulders in the direction of my target. If I get too anxious and try to overpower the club, watch this now, and turn the club head to the left, certainly the ball is going to go to the left. So make sure that as you contact the ball, at impact and after impact, that you extend the club head in a square position to the target. So we're going to choke down, slightly open stance, 3/4 backswing, placement of the ball, make sure it's in the center, and on the follow-through, extend out with a square club face in the direction you wish the ball to be released. Now this is Linda Kraft. Don't forget to make this club, the 9-iron, a gentle club. Practice with it. By golly, you're going to lower that handicap. Thank you.
Hello, I'm golf professional Neil Doyle. Today I'd like to show you how to chip with a 6 or 7 iron by kinesthetic feel. What is kinesthetic feel? Kinesthetic feel is the ability for the mind to transpose kinetic energy into potential energy. What is kinetic energy? That's static energy. What is potential energy? That's energy in motion. The mind has the ability to send an impulse to my arm to tell me to swing the arm back and through. And this is what we call kinesthetic feel. Every man, woman, and child has this. It's given to him by God. We just have to take him and train him a little bit to use this. I'd like to show you what kinesthetic feel really is and how we've developed this. Through throwing a ball, I'm able to use this motion. My mind will tell through my eyes, my mind will show my muscles how to swing and throw a ball over those 2 or 3, 4 balls laying out there on the green. Now, I'd like to throw a few balls to show you this. Just step forward and throw the balls over the balls in front of you. All I'm doing is learning to throw the ball a certain distance. Why don't I throw that ball short of all those balls there? Normally, when you start trying to chip, you're coming up short all the time. The thing is, my eyes telling my hand immediately how hard to throw this. Now, once I've learned how to throw the ball, I must correlate that with a swinging motion. So I'd like to take a ball in one hand and the club in the other and practice my swing. Back and through. If you can see, my arm is swinging like a pendulum. It's pendular action. It's going right through. Back and through. These two things must work together. So in chipping, we have to correlate the same motion. Back and through. Right at my target. My hand and my eye is coordinated. And if you can see that if I swing this club back very pendular, back and through, I'm able to throw the ball a certain distance. Now, I must learn the proper execution. I've learned to throw the ball with my hand, and I've correlated it with my swing slightly back and through this way. Now I must be able to use the proper swing technique. As you know, in chipping, we try to develop what we call as a modern Y position. In other words, with my club in my left hand, when I put my right hand on the club between my two arms and the club, we have what is known as a modern Y. And in swinging at the ball, you must keep this Y together, back and through, back and through. This is a technique. Most beginners start out trying to scoop the ball this way. Now, I have a little cure for that I'd like to show you with a shaft extension. Putting this shaft extension on the club. Now, in taking my position, the club is out to my side, which gives me this straight line. In the Y position I'm talking about, my weight's on my left foot, my head slightly forward of the ball a little bit, my weight's from my shoelaces back through to my heels. In this position, if I try to cheat a little bit in swinging this club, if you'll notice this club when I swing through, you see it hit my side right here? This is an improper technique, and by using this club properly, I can prevent this. If I keep the Y going back and through, it never touches my side. Back and through. I'd like to hit a couple of balls with this club, just showing you that it doesn't touch my side. All right, just to get the technique. All right, once I've learned to make this swing back and through, then I must learn to get a definite rhythm, timing, and tempo, plus proper execution and eye relation to my target. Now, In making this shot, you must look at your primary target, then the ball, your primary target, and as soon as your eye gets directly over the ball, hit it immediately. This is a necessary item in hitting this shot. I'd like to show you again. Now I'm going to look at my primary target, then the ball, look at my primary target. As soon as my eye gets over it, I'm going to hit it right at the two balls. Almost hit the two balls. You can see I went right over the top of them. I hit the hole up there is the reason I went off to the left a little bit. There's a good chip. Right into my circle. Now in conclusion, practice throwing the ball with your hand, develop good rhythm and tempo, have proper execution, and have your eye relationship to the hands just like your primary target is to your hands. You must look at the primary target and back to your hands if you're going to have a proper swing. This is your host professional, Neil Dahl, saying you're now on your way to developing kinesthetic feel.
And that's the name of the game.
Craft. Today we're going to work on a pitch shot, and I think it's the prettiest little shot in the game of golf. If my ball comes to rest with a sand trap between me and my target, a small body of water, some trees or hedges, or even an elevated green, then my purpose with a pitch shot, of course, is to get that golf ball over that trouble and yet land very softly on the green next to my pin. Easier said than done, huh? Not so difficult. Let's understand the terminology with a pitch shot. The terminology being hitting down and through, because that's exactly what we want to do on this shot. Hitting down and through simply means that when the ball comes to rest, the golf ball is heavier than grass. Therefore, the golf ball is resting ground level, not grass level, and yet we all have a tendency to swing grass level with this shot. Even if you don't trust the loft that the manufacturer has put on this club, and I've got a sand wedge for extra loft today, if you don't trust the loft, and if you try to swing grass level or try to scoop, lift, and aid this golf ball up into the air, you give the spin on the ball that makes it go down. You're really in trouble. So what we want to do with a pitch shot is hit down and through. Now let's study the chart that I have over here for a second and understand this very clearly. When I need to get a golf ball up over trouble, again, I want to swing ground level, not grass level. If I make the mistake of swinging grass level, the club head will contact the golf ball halfway up on the ball. It then gives it the rotation called overspin that drives it down. Instead, I want to swing ground level, guaranteeing that I catch the very bottom of the golf ball, giving it the rotation called backspin that makes it go up and over the trouble. Now let's get down to some basic fundamentals with this shot. We understand the terminology of hitting down on the golf ball. Select a club that has a great deal of loft on it, a sand wedge or a pitching wedge. If you don't have a sand wedge, you'd better get one. If you've missed your birthday, Christmas is just around the corner. Let's choke halfway down on this club, ball position for extra height out toward my left heel. I'm leaning with my body weight slightly to the left side. My hands are just even with this golf ball. Now I'm going to make a turning motion of my shoulders. When I feel my shoulders starting to turn, I will break my wrist very, very quickly on the backswing to get this club head up into the air so I can do what? So I can hit down on the golf ball with a descending blow to give it the proper backspin that makes this golf ball go up over the trouble. Okay, now that we understand of hitting down on the ball, let's understand what I mean by hitting through. We don't want to just hit down at the golf ball. That can be a very jarring experience. I also want to understand that I must follow through with this shot, keeping the club head in motion, swinging the club head out in the direction of my target, hitting down, swinging through. The golf ball is going to go up over the trouble, land very softly onto the green. The tempo, very nice, smooth, rhythmic. Again, a turning motion of the shoulders, A quick wrist break on the backswing so I can hit down ground level, not grass level. By hitting down on the golf ball will go up and land softly. Continuing to swing the club head to the target, keep the club head in motion, hitting down and through. Tempo again, very slow and rhythmic. I want you to complete this shot so that your entire body is following through. Complete with this swing, you will be facing your target. You're finished with 95% of your body weight on this foot and only 5 back here. And you may say, wow, if I follow through that much, it's going to go clear over the green. Not so, because this club is designed to go up, not out. You follow these basic fundamentals with the pitch shot, you learn to hit down and through, you understand ground level versus grass level, and I guarantee you that your golf balls are going to go up over the trouble, land very softly next to the pin, just like a butterfly with sore feet.
And that's the name of the game.
Hi, I'm professional John Ferrari, and today I'm going to talk to you about the pitch shot. The high and low pitch, and when and where to use these shots. First of all, when you're on that golf course, to learn how to score, you first have to study the entire situation. If you're in a situation where I am right here, where you've got a sand trap to hit over, could be a body of water, or if you're hitting to an elevated green, or the green is hard, this is the shot that calls for a high pitch shot. A shot, when you hit it, goes high up in the air, lands softly. To play the high pitch shot, first of all, club selection is very important. Right here I have the sand wedge. This club has the most amount of loft of any iron in the bag. After I've got my sand wedge, I'm going to play the ball towards my left foot. I'm going to use an open stance, that is with the left foot pulled back. I'm going to hold the club up higher on the grip. I'm going to sit down to the ball more, and I'm going to lean my weight to my left side. Reviewing that, the ball is played towards the left foot. Hold the club up a little higher on the club, on the grip. Play the ball up towards your left foot. Make sure your hands are even with the ball. Don't have your hands in front of the ball. On the backswing, keep your swing smooth, but have an early wrist break. And then on the downswing, we come down. We hit the ball on a descending blow. That's why we started our weight on the left side, to make sure we would hit the ball a descending blow. By hitting the ball a descending blow, that makes the ball go up in the air. Then after impact, concentrate on the back of the left hand, working up towards the sky. Or you might want to think of the emblem on your glove, always working up towards the sky. This eliminates the chance of the right hand taking over, allowing the toe of the blade to pass the heel, which in turn would give you a low pull shot to the left. Here, you want the high shot, so make sure the back of the left hand works up where? Towards the sky. Ball played towards the left foot. Have your hands even with the ball. Early wrist break on the backswing. Keep the swing smooth. Back of the left hand working up towards the sky. Now in a situation where you have the low pitch shot, first of all, where do you use a low pitch shot? You use a low pitch shot when you don't have any trouble in front of you. There's no water to hit over. There's no sand traps. You could be hitting against the wind. Today we're with the wind. The ball, the pin is played towards the back of the green. This is where a low pitch shot is needed. You can use your 8, 9, or your pitching wedge on this shot. In playing the low pitch shot, choke down on the club more. Play the ball back towards the center of your stance. Have your hands positioned in front of the ball at the address position. Early wrist cock on the backswing. Have your hands in front of the ball at impact, and make sure you have a low follow-through. As opposed to the high pitch shot where the left hand goes up towards the sky, keep the back of the left hand on the low pitch shot, working low. Ball back towards the center, hands positioned in front of the ball, weight to the left side again. Early wrist break, keep the club face low on the follow-through. This makes a low follow-through. Now, this is professional John Ferrari reminding you, before playing a high or a low pitch shot, study the entire situation, play the best percentage shot for you. Good golfing.
Hello, I'm golf professional Penny Zavichas, here to talk to you today about the fundamental pitch shot. You know, from about 50 to 80 yards from this green up here is the most neglected part of the golf swing, and unfortunately that's too bad because this is where you can give old man par a beating. Practice with the proper techniques can really lower your score here for men and women, beginners and low handicappers. And I'd like to get into the pitch shot, what club to use, how to go about it, and maybe how you could practice to make yourself a better golfer. First of all, you'd probably choose to use a pitching wedge or a sand wedge. The thing not to do is to try and overpower this swing. If you feel like you don't have enough club with these two clubs here, hit your 9 or 8 iron. Secondly, you would choose to use the pitch shot in preference to the low running chip shot when you have a trap in front of you to carry, when the green slopes away from you, or if the pin is real close where a high trajectory type of shot will be better to use than a low running type of shot. The difference between the chip and the pitch is merely the angle of descent into the back end of the golf ball. I'd quickly like to tell you a little bit about the chip shot and its fundamentals and how it differs from the pitch shot. With the chip shot, it's primarily a firm wrist, low type of golf swing here. It's very short with a low approach to the golf ball here. Now this makes the ball low and running. The pitch shot has a wrist break in it which allows the club head to get above your head. It also has more body action and more of a swinging type of motion. Now since it is a miniature golf swing, all the principles of good balance, timing, rhythm and tempo should be carried over in this shot here. Getting into the pitch shot, as in any short shot around the green, go at it with an open body position. That means that you will draw back your left foot from the foot line along with your left knee, left hip, and make sure your shoulders are slightly open. Now because I'm not interested in hitting this ball long, I'm going to choke down on the club a little bit, and this is for control. Also a control point would be the open body position. This makes my backswing very restricted here into the backward motion. Now I'm going to use a pitching wedge here simply because there's a little wind and I want to make sure I get the ball to my target. Another fundamental you should follow is make sure that you have weight on the left side, almost 70% at the address position. The ball position should be inside the left heel here. Since I have that much weight on my left side, my hands would then be advanced of the golf ball like this. All I'm going to follow now is to allow my wrist to break with a little bit of shoulder turn, and I'll feel a little bit of hip turn, but not a lot of lower leg movement into the backswing. Once I get the club head above my head, now I'm going to let my legs assist me. I'm going to let my left arm swing down, and I'm going to follow through so I finish up again with the club head over my head and with the weight released from my right foot. So open body position, hands ahead, ball up near your left heel, choke down for control, up, down, and through, following through with real good balance. Now expect this ball to roll a little bit. It won't stop on a dime and give you 9 cents change. It's going to have a little bit of roll because it's not a full power shot. You'll only get that real good backswing that you see on television with watching the male pros play by hitting full wedges. This is a little sort of half shot here. Again, you want to have your weight to your left side, open body position, hands ahead, restricted backswing, following through in real good balance with the release of the right foot. Now remember that you want to hit the high shot by getting the club high above your head. There's your secret. Almost like you're going to hold an umbrella here. You want that club head above your head. Follow the principles of good balance, timing, and rhythm. Don't try and overpower the shot. Go at it with the idea that you're just going to take a half swing, and hopefully with this real good control, you're going to make a lot of putts because you're going to knock it close enough to do that. Hope this tip helped you.